So why is it that we want to do this training for trainers? What is it that we want to see in the world that makes us want to spend this time creating this training for NVC trainers?
Well, when you say what do we want to see in the world, it's support for me. When I think of it that way, I think of support for my own consciousness, to have other people that are able to host events and be in the world in a way that creates more inquiry, that creates more collaboration, that creates more joy, so that we can all move into another level of living together. Like when Marshall speaks about the change of paradigm that NVC brings us to, I don't think I can do it alone. I know I can't do it alone. And in my experience of all the groups I've been in, it's when I'm in groups we're all learning together how to move into who we really are, and that support that we get in groups, and specifically about changing the inner paradigm. When I talk about, I'm not even aware, I haven't been aware of how I've lived out of parts of myself that are in fear, and that whole change of paradigm is really situating myself in empathy with these parts rather than living from these parts, and really moving from the lack and competition thinking and win-lose situations and morality, right, wrong. Just moving from that place into wonder and curiosity has taken a lot of energy and a lot of support from other people. And so offering it to other people, and that we learn it, continue to learn it together, for me, that's really inspiring.
Yeah, there's something about it when you say, moving away from morality. There's something that's bursting through in my mind's eye. I'm seeing this burst of energy, of this alignment with something that's so powerful, so deeply ingrained in who we deeply are. But all these learnings that we have, they're in the way. These paradigms of, your needs or my needs, and they don't go together, so better, hook up. So how do we lift this completely, tap into this amazing power of who we really are, what we value deeply, from our soul to our actions, from this place of just life unborn through really concrete choices that we make, and embodying this coherence. That's what's really, really exciting to me too, so that this embodiment becomes so inspiring. I always have this image, it's like, ooh, I want what she's having, of just really being this, living this change, and offering it to the world through our being. It's so much more than just words, to incarnate this, incarnate in the flesh, in the deeds and the actions, and to have the power, because we take responsibility for our own inner selves and for what we put out and how we receive the world. And there's such a power to make choices that are real, life-serving, I'm excited when I hear about this grand paradigm shift and just, actualizing it through our humanness.
Yeah, there's something about like that full blooming of humans, and we do it really well through the NVC lens. We do it through other lenses, but I think we've gotten so much feedback in the years that NVC lens of working on our being and on our personality and fully blooming as humans in everything that we can in an NVC context is really fun.
And how to transform this in a setting where you can show that to others. You can inspire others to do that. Could be in practice group or in formal trainings or even informal trainings, And what was really important to me in creating that trainings we're doing together is that I want to give people some really good way to be in a group setting, and how to present stuff, how to facilitate groups, not just present, but really be
with the people who are there.
Yeah, exactly. And how to answer that, how to really create an environment where you can learn that new consciousness.
Create an environment.
That's really what interested me the most, and doing that with you guys. So really excited.
That reminds me of like favorable conditions, because sometimes I think, because I'm such an inner person, that it is all kind of like inner work, but there's also favorable conditions.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's favorable conditions that really help us bloom and really help us access our deeper selves, and that can accelerate living with and being curious about the blocks
Yeah, and it's really different from how we've been taught at school. And so NVC is a new paradigm, so we need to teach it in a completely different way. So how is this new way? How can I be most effective at creating those favorable conditions so that awareness can be brought to life just there in a group? That's really...
The image that's coming to me is this self-alignment where my life is aligned with who I know myself to be. And from this place, it's really solid and also at the same time really fluid. There's a fluidity to it, but very solid at the same time. Bring it forth. So that space and people can come and meet it, you know, in that strong, just powerful place of being, who we want to be.
And the question that is arising for me is, what do we want to create as even as a retreat, and what's going to happen in November? What's the vision?
Well, a big part of what we've been thinking about, and I just want to remind myself even of that because it's been a little bit since we've talked about it, is creating that spirit of community, that togetherness, of learning, of inspiring each other. Every single time I've been in whatever position, you know, as a trainee or a trainer in NVC settings, I have learned so much. I have been so inspired by people on their path of learning, sharing their little nuggets that everyone can go, you know, just expand and who we all are as NVC trainers. So really create that community, that coming together of people who want to do that work.
And you know what comes to me now about that is that the three of us are friends. We've been close friends for many years. We've gone through, you know, hell and high water together.
We have.
We're not like, although we're very, in some ways, very consummate professionals that work at the Canadian Space Agency with Fortune 500 companies. Yeah. And yet we're deeply profound human beings together. It's that humanity that we share. We're not coming together to offer something to other people. We're coming together because we are together, and we are offering something, but it's an outpouring of how we live together already. It's an outpouring of how we live our day by day, because we both live in NVC partnerships where we're married to NVC, and all our friends are, so we live this, where there is no separation in us. So that is something unique to me that I want to be, I think it's precious to me that we bring the richness of our own experience, our own intimacy, which is real intimacy, and the challenges that we've had and the joy. That to me is important when I'm inviting people or hosting an event, is that I'm with people that I want to live with. I'm not just with people that I'm working with, because to me that's the other paradigm. I'll work with this person for one result, but I want to be with people that I want to live with. So it's the same thing, the people that come, it's people that I want to have in my life and in my heart, not just in my trainings, you know? Something about that.
And being together for 6 days in a retreat, for me, there is a power to that, you know, and to challenge each other. You know, we want to create an intimate setting, a setting where it's secure, but in a way that's going to challenge us as trainers for the three of us, and we're going to challenge the people who come also to be the best that they can be, and to see that edge, and you know, so that we can go further than just what we thought was possible, you know, to really increase the possibilities in terms of what we can do as trainers. So I'm really excited about that.
I love the power that the intimacy can bring us in meeting our edge and walking on it with support, because no one else can walk your edge with you, right? Obviously, but there's a support, you know, of spirit and the support of the heart, so that we can really expand ourselves inwardly and outwardly. So, that's it. That's part of it. Together for inner and outward expansion. That would be a way I would encapsulate